Well, folks, the time has come. Hollywood has decided to take a break for today and let me take a breather and just talk about a few little bits of fun news, some smaller things instead of the chaos of the past couple days. So, we've got the return of an Adam Sandler film from many years ago. We've also got the Fallout star, or one of the Fallout stars, showing up for a new film that definitely I did not see coming. We've got some Witcher leaks and we've got a new Silent Hill movie. Let's get into it. First and foremost, as always, if you're not familiar with Criticalist, make sure to go to criticalist.com. We are a movie and entertainment reviewing platform. You can find us on the Apple and Android stores, or just go to criticalist.com and come say hi. Leave a few reviews, just hang out with us. We've got a great community, a lot of people staying really busy in here. You can check the feed and see a constant stream of reviews and just people talking about entertainment in general. So we would love to have you join us. That's criticalist.com. But moving on into the news, this one's interesting. And I guess there's been some rumors, but we are getting a Happy Gilmore 2. I did not hear about these rumors before this happened, but according to the article, there was some. And I'll kind of read that off in a second. But I mean, if you're not familiar, Happy Gilmore is one of Adam Sandler's early, most famous films. People love it. This is definitely one of those fan favorites that people talk about all the time and quote. And actually, recently, Carl Withers died, who was one of the main characters. So I'm curious to see the homage and what happens with this movie. But basically, Happy Gilmore, it came out back in 1996. I mean, this is an older movie. So if you're younger, there's a good chance you might not have seen this, but it is definitely a comedy classic. It's about a guy whose grandmother's house gets repossessed by the IRS, and we all freaking hate that. So, it leads into a story of a bad tempered hockey player deciding that he's going to play golf, and it's absolutely ludicrous, and I highly recommend watching it. But we are going to get a second one, a Happy Gilmore 2. And apparently, it has been confirmed that this is going to be part of the Netflix deal that Adam Sandler has, where he is just constantly chugging out Netflix movies, which are apparently doing pretty well most of the time. I've not seen the majority of them just because they're not typical Adam Sandler movies. And I'm more of a fan of the old school Adam Sandler stuff, but I think me and a whole lot of other 90s kids are going to show up for this movie, for a Happy Gilmore 2. I think it will be packed to the brim with, celebrity cameos and just a lot of callbacks to the 90s. And it's going to be fun. I'm excited to see this. So it is going to be a Netflix movie. And basically, that's the main part of the news. There's not a whole lot else yet. It just says, per Variety, Netflix has confirmed that Happy Gilmore 2 is officially in the works. Adam Sandler will reprise his role as the titular character in the upcoming sequel, while further plot details remain under wraps at the time. And apparently, Christopher McDonald, who played Shooter McGavin, in the film, he did an interview recently, and he had stated that he said, I saw Adam about 2 weeks ago. He said to me, McDonald, you're going to love this. I said, what? He says, how about... And he shows me the first draft to Happy Gilmore 2. So this was back in March. So this has apparently been brewing for a little bit. And now it makes sense that this news has officially been announced and they're going to be working on it soon. I'm guessing they probably have not started shooting or anything like that since they were on a first draft of a script only a few months ago. But either way, this is cool news. I'm excited about it. I will definitely watch it, period, just because I love the original so much. And if you haven't seen it, definitely do. Now, on to the next really weird and ridiculous piece of news, because we're in the age of the world's weirdest horror movies at this point, I think, that are getting like major releases. But right now, it has been announced that Fallout star Ella Purnell has joined Craig Roberts' killer squirrel comedy horror, The Scurry. So this was an exclusive by Screen Daily. It was actually from yesterday, but I didn't get to cover it because there was so much other news. But I did want to talk about this because Ella Purnell is kind of a hot topic right now. Fallout has done really well. A lot of people are watching it. And so I am very interested in this. It sounds ridiculous. I thought she was great in Fallout, and I like her acting. I think she did a good job over there. She can carry comedy. She did some of it over on Fallout. But actually, the bit that introduces that intrigues me the most about this is that it mentions Craig Roberts, but it doesn't say a whole lot about Craig. And I just want to point this out. Craig Roberts has actually, you've probably seen him act in things more than you've seen him direct. And they do have this credited as what he's going to do, because when I saw the name, I was a little perplexed that he was actually going to be the one doing this movie. But he is known for comedy. And I know him most from a TV show that he did a little while back, which is his largest thing that, in my opinion, that he's done that I've seen him in, which was a show called Red Oaks. And it was a comedy series. It's retro 80s. If you have not watched it, it's right here, Red Oaks. Definitely check it out. This was an Amazon original, one of the earlier ones, and I thought it was fantastic. Super funny. If you're into 80s stuff and comedy, I definitely recommend it. He also did a movie with Paul Rudd several years ago that I liked a lot, and I was trying to find that on here and have had trouble digging it up. But basically, he's become known more as a comedy actor, and this sounds like it is a horror comedy movie, so this could be fun. But the fact that it is about killer squirrels, I think, is the best part of all this. It says Purnell will play a leading role of a park attendant who must use her unique skills and strength to survive a band of killer squirrels. So True Brit Entertainment is co-producer and UK distributor. So this is clearly going to be a European film, which makes sense, I guess, with the actor and the director both being European as well. So it really doesn't give us a whole lot here. It just is kind of telling us that they're working on it. It says the film follows two pest controllers called to a country park cafe to investigate a routine vermin problem, only for an avalanche of deranged squirrels to descend at nightfall, wreaking mayhem on the staff and visitors of the park. This honestly sounds pretty awesome. I did this. Whatever. Cool. Squirrels, like, trying to kill people. Fun. Everybody loves squirrels. They're psychotic. We all know that. And a movie about it would be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm down to watch it. So let's keep a lookout for the Scurry as things come out. Maybe we can debut the trailer on here when they drop it eventually. But following along with this horror news is something not a horror comedy, and I probably will not be seeing, but I did want to talk about on here, is that we are getting a Silent Hill continuation movie. They're calling it Return to Silent Hill. Now, the original Silent Hill movie came out quite some time ago, and I remember seeing it in theaters. It freaking terrified me. It was like back in college around that time period, maybe even high school. It's an older movie, but I think that this is going to continue after that, because we had a Silent Hill movie several years ago, and it was just kind of a flop. It followed up the first one and didn't do well. Nobody saw it, but the first one did do quite well. So what they have basically done is this movie is announced now, and they have given us a first look at Pyramid Head. This guy has always been terrifying. He was in the video games, and this is based off of a video game series called Silent Hill, which I think is pretty much dormant at this point, because I have not heard of a Silent Hill game coming out in a long time. But I can tell you that the movie was absolutely freaking terrifying, and maybe hardcore horror fans are going to tell me that I'm an idiot for thinking that, but it scared the bejesus out of me back in the day. So yeah, we've got to look at Pyramid Head, which is just a weird character, a ridiculous concept, and I don't even know what Pyramid Head is or why he is the way he is, but he's sure scary. So I mean, there's that. But what it says here is it's just basically that this is the first image from this. It says things are starting to take shape with the film adaptation of Silent Hill 2, as today Variety debuted the first image of arguably one of the franchise's most terrifying and iconic villains. The live action version of the character wears a massive iron helmet that conceals his face and a large section of his body pretty clearly. So let's see here. The movie iteration of Pyramid Head also equips them with the iconic villain's weapon, which is that great knife, the rusty iron sword, and all that fun stuff. It's really not telling us a whole lot else. It's basically just right here. It says the film will follow James, a man broken after being separated from his one true love. When a mysterious letter calls him back to the Silent Hill in search of her, he finds a once recognizable town transformed by an unknown evil and terrifying figures, both familiar and new. And this is a semi-similar plot to the original film, but it was a female lead, and it had something to do with a dead daughter, I think, or a lost daughter. But And this is kind of a similar concept and going into this Silent Hill town. And so who knows? I won't be seeing it, but you guys can let me know how it is, because it will probably be terrifying if it is any good. So a new Silent Hill movie, why the heck not at this point? I mean, horror movies seem to just be really digging the bottom of the barrel these days to just come up with the most ridiculous concepts. And so, I mean, this is a formula that we've done before. It works in the video games. It's worked in a movie before. So maybe this is going to be good stuff. The last little tidbit of this slow Thursday news is that I wanted to show you guys the Witcher leaks. We actually have Liam Hemsworth as the Witcher. And now looking at these pictures, if you've watched the previous news segments, one of the days I very briefly touched on a supposed leaked image, and I'm really starting to think that that was a stunt performer, because the guy didn't look like this. This is clearly Hemsworth here, and he actually does have more of the Witcher look. Now, he doesn't have Cavill's size. We all knew he wouldn't. It's just freaking impossible. I doubt you can have the Cavill swagger. That's going to be hard to capture as well. But this is clearly connecting to a scene that ended in last season, which, if you've been following the Witcher show, it's kind of went off a cliff. Last season wasn't that great. Season 2 was mad. Season 1, everybody really liked. And then it's just kind of been this downhill thing. And now we've got a new actor. And chances are this is probably going to be the end of the series, unless this is really good and they course correct and everybody likes Hemsworth. But the last photo here really showcases him. I mean, we've got him in full attire, and this kind of it's kind of got the Cavill vibe. He's got the same outfit. It's got the look. This is much better than the other leaked photos. So I can get behind this more than the other. But I mean, who knows? We'll see when this comes out. They're clearly filming, in production, stuff's chugging along, so it won't be terribly long until we get another season of this, hopefully. But I mean, I think a lot of people are going to be checked out now with Cavill gone, so I wish Hemsworth the best. And it's a hard thing to follow Cavill. We all know that. It's just a fact of life. But we've got an image here. Now we know more of what this is all about, and we can, all we can do now is just wait for a trailer or the next season to drop, whenever the heck that might happen. So we've got some horror news. We got the Happy Gilmore 2. Witcher's out of the way. That's everything for today. And that's going to be it for the week, because I do not do news on Fridays. But you can look out for a video tomorrow from us. We are going to be reviewing on Criticalist Cast Unhinged the new movie If, which is an imaginary friend movie. It's our first, I think, PG, as far as I know, film that we have reviewed on the show, and since we've been doing things on YouTube. So this will be a fun one. And there's going to be somebody missing this week, and a special guest. So I would recommend you tune in. I will not reveal who the special guest is, but it's going to be fun, and definitely an interesting week this week. We're going to mix things up a little bit. So touch in tomorrow for our If review. And as always, like I said in the start, make sure to go check out criticalist.com if you have not already. Download the app and all that stuff, and like and subscribe and follow and all that stuff on this YouTube video, because we need you to, because it helps the algorithm. And we need that so that more people can find out what we're doing and check in on this news every week and on Criticalist Cast Unhinged. So, guys, until next week on Monday, be good, and we'll see you in our If review.